Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my Act 3, Chapter 5, Part 1 LUFENIA Plus run. This is going to be Dragron's mission. And this is the series of videos that I'm uploading all in technically one day, because I have not uploaded for quite some time. Again, I apologize for that. Just holidays, recovering from COVID, things like that. But getting to it right off the bat is, I didn't pull for Dragron, but I ended up getting his burst from a free pull, so can't complain about that. But to be honest with you, I'm not too excited either, just because in the sense, like, his damage sucks unless you're gonna green him. To be honest with you, I don't plan on wasting my resources on greening him. I rather waste them on like Machina or anything like that, or other people coming up, not on him. He's good if you green him, but not for me. Anyway, getting straight to this, in this boss fight you only have to really worry about his recast ability, at least in my case. Here from the very beginning, I'm gonna apply some debuffs, because you have to apply stacking debuffs in order to have the orb uptick by 8. So, for example, Kurasami's Call, as long as it's above 2 levels, or Jack's Call, or any kind of debuff that's above 2 levels, and then you let the enemy take a turn, it's gonna go up by +8. So fairly easy to do. The only thing you have to really worry about is going to be damage mitigation, because when it gets his recast ability, he's going to use one of the 2 attacks, and the attacks depend on how much HP he has left. Anything above 50%, he's going to use Diffusive Energy Cannon, which is just an AoE Brave HP attack. It's going to hurt. If it breaks you, I think it kills you. Then once you drop him below 50%, he's going to use Concentrated Energy Laser, which ignores effects that nullify Brave and HP damage. So now, if you have a debuff on him though, to like not gain Brave or anything like that, that's different. So if you have tank, anybody at the tank, it's gonna completely, I think, bypass. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's gonna bypass any kind of wall you have on your party. You have to inflict a debuff that doesn't allow him to gain Brave or do HP damage, and that's the reason that my all-star pull, I think, of the year, which is Setzer, is going to do with his Freeze Joker. Other than that, there's really nothing to worry about. One of the funny things is that I brought in Vaan here because my goal was to obviously inflict as much damage to the main boss as possible. It's called Dragron's Core. And I'm not too worried about the smaller crystal weapons. It actually benefits me to have those. Just because it allows Ace to do more damage on his S2. So like right now that it summons the other 2, for me it's not a big deal. You'll see here that once I go in here and I end up using his S2, well, the first thing I do is I inflict the Jack's Call on here, because he's about to hit 79% and have an increase of defense of 3 that reaches 300%. But you'll see here that now, once I end up hitting everybody, it's going to help. The 2 little crystal weapons on the side are going to help Ace do more damage. So I think those are actually a plus for me, at least in this run. I'm also going to apply Kurasami's Call, because this is where I start going a little heavy with the damage, and then apply the Freeze Joker to all of the enemies. Once I end up doing that, I'm pretty much safe. And what I was going to mention earlier, one of the funny things is that Vaan, I brought him as a damage dealer, single target damage dealer, but what's funny is his S2 inflicts, I believe it's blind, and so I have like 2 different forms of damage mitigation. As you can see there, he uses his recast ability but doesn't do any damage because of Setzer's Freeze Joker. So everybody's kind of like an all-star here, and I didn't bring. I think you can bring the twins, just because there's 3 enemies on the field, and that's when the twins do all their damage, or max damage, right? But I felt like it's so easy to kill the 2 little small crystal weapons that I felt like after maybe 2 mega flares, that's it. They're pretty much gone, and then now you are not dealing as much damage as you possibly can. So that's where I felt that it was better to bring in Ace and Vaan instead of the twins. And as a friend unit, same thing. As a friend unit, I brought in Jack instead of twins for that same reason, is that if I needed to really start doing damage, but I had already killed one of the 2 crystal weapons, then it's kind of not useless to bring twins, but just not as effective. You still can bring them. I think it's definitely doable. But I just kind of decided to go this way. And then obviously Jack, obviously having the ability to break the enemies and then take another turn right after that as well. You know, that's the reason I brought him. For the summon, I did bring Ifrit just to increase the attack as much as possible, because since I didn't plan on taking HP damage, then in that case there was no reason to bring other summons, kind of like Odin or Diabolos or anything like that. So here I just took advantage of Ace's burst effect, and that's why I came in and I bursted or brought in the friend unit for Setzer. I kind of felt like having these three damage dealers on the field, while these, as you can see there, he's missing because of Vaan's blind. But getting back to why I swapped Setzer for Jet. So Jet, his burst effect is so good that kind of replaces Setzer a little bit. Doesn't do what Setzer does, but at this point I already have the Freeze Joker on the main boss, and both Vaan and Jack are more, I feel like, single target damage dealers anyway, so that's the reason I wanted to bring them in and stack both burst effects together, both Aces and Jack, to just maximize as much damage as I possibly could with these three characters. And the fact that it does, you know, the main boss does have that Freeze Joker, I don't have to worry about taking any damage. There you'll see Vaan's blind again help miss as well on top of that, just to not get broken and things like that, and move my turns back. So that helped out tremendously, I think, as well, to be able to complete it. So one of the things that ends up happening here is that he does have his recast ability up, as you can see, and he has no more Freeze Joker. So if I let him take a turn right here, well, I break him, so that's the reason I took a turn. But then here, if I take a turn, I will die, most likely. So I have to go into my summon, and that way I can get Jacked out of the field and swap him back to bring in Setzer, and then reapply the Freeze Joker debuff, so that when he does his recast, it does no damage. I decided to go with Vaan's LD just to be able to prolong his S2, because after you use his LD, you do get, I think, like 2 or 3 free uses of a skill use. So I'm just mashing S2 for Vaan, to be honest with you. And there it is, because it also inflicts blind. Here, I don't go with Freeze Joker because I'm going to break him. So if you notice, his turn is going to get moved behind Joker's right there, or Joker's turn is going to be ahead of his now. So now I can use Freeze Joker after that, and everybody needed to get the fixed dice buff put back on him freshly again. So here I'll use the Freeze Joker, let him go into his recast concentrated energy, which is the big blast, but there it doesn't even hit me because of Vaan's blind. So either way, even then, like right there, it just helps. Just Setzer and Vaan made this, I think, super easy. I think that you can replace Ace with other, I guess you can say, like, damage dealers. I think there's a chance you could, going back, maybe bring in Jagron, maybe. That's a hard maybe, because Jagron's damage is pretty bad. I try to do the run with Jagron, I'm like, absolutely not. I think it's S1, no, S2. It's like a single HP dump or something like that. It only does, like, if you don't have high armor or anything, it's just literally 999 damage. That's it. I was like, are you kidding me? His S1's a bit better. His LD, but other than that, it's like, ugh. So, yeah, that's sad. Another burst character, kind of like Golbez, that, I mean, Jagron's technically better, I feel, than Golbez. If you're gonna green one of them, go with Jagron. But just in general, just another burst character that you really can't use as good as, like, without greening them, kind of like Ace and Stola, stuff like that. But oh well, it is what it is. I've been getting very lucky on pulls, especially in the upcoming pull, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can post that here within the next few hours, trying to just catch up on everything that I have not posted. Back to the fight, at least here, you're gonna see he's gonna use his recast ability very frequently, like extremely frequently, and there's nothing to worry about as long as he does have that freeze Joker on there, so I have to use it sparingly. I just can't reapply it when he already has one on him. It's just, that's a waste of a debuff, and I need every debuff possible of freeze Joker on him. So here I'm hoping that he should be summoning the other crystal weapon, which is going to help again at least Ace's damage, because it's an AoE brave, and then all that just helps you accumulate more brave to do more damage. So here I'm going to apply the final call, or use my final call, which Kurasame, just because, again, I need to dish out as much damage as possible. I think I have like one more dive bomb, or Setzer's dive bomb LD, so I gotta be a little bit careful on this, because although I'm good on the turn count, this one is actually higher than I expected it to be, which is 80, and that's just probably because if you want to bring Jagron and he doesn't, since he doesn't do so much damage, you're just probably helping you out a tad bit there, because it's normally 60, 65, I think, somewhere around there. At least that's what I recall. So here you see 0 damage. So Setzer is, I think, the star of the show. Technically, again here, very, very happy I pulled for Setzer, to be honest with you. It helped me catch up to so much content and still utilize older characters like Vaan, like Noctis, things like that. I mean, like Beatrix. I hope everybody did pull. If you were new to the game and if you saw my must pull video when it was like Setzer and a few other people on the banners, like you had a pull for that. It was gonna just help you so much and clear so much content. But anyway, here I still have about 29 turns left. I only need 13% to take his HP down, 13% more. So it's not gonna be an issue. There you go. Misses again because of Vaan's blind. This was just a really clean run, I think. At least that's the way it felt like for me. I just felt like this team was made to demolish this level. So at this point, I think that now inflicting both of Ace's traps or debuffs is going to help also increase the damage between Setzer's rainbow numbers. There I did take damage, seems like. But he has a freeze Joker, so I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, I still do it anyway. So what is it, 4%? The ads do get summoned here, but it's fine, since Ace does have the fixed dice going into S2. You can see he's gonna hit everybody extremely hard, and I normally do like 200 and something with his S2 anyway, so it seems like for me at least that's capping at the way I have him right now, which is not too bad. As you can see, you're really not gonna be any issue. There's still plenty of fixed dice buff, I think, on each character to finish him off. And then here, what is it? He misses both of them, so good thing is that Vaan didn't get broken. And then Vaan is going to finish it off. And that should be it. Here, what I'm doing just to ensure is that I end up using X that's called just in case, just like a little bit extra damage as a just in case. So here's the, I believe B does have some HP, so I didn't want him to use some type of HP attack, so I just wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing there, not mess up the run. So there it is. Hopefully that helps you complete it. I know that this is not an event that has gone away. It's a permanent, I think, event. So if you have these characters and you want to try this team out, I think you'll like it. And so if you try to complete the stage, good luck.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content. Also, let me know in the comment section what you think about this mission and who you used to complete it. Check the links in the description for Opera Omnia websites that give you a bunch of helpful information, and I'll see you on the next one.